Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So, Season 1 2026 is about to begin soon, and I normally do this every once in a while just to give my plans of what I am wanting to do for the start of the season. So obviously I haven't really done this for any point of 2025, I don't think. And part of that is because obviously I've been a lot more focused in doing other things, but for this particular season, obviously it's a brand new start. Obviously I want to try and gain a little bit more traction. Plus also there's a few things to note as well that I'd like to be able to discuss about as well. So that is kind of why I'm doing this. If you do see me glancing over to my right hand side here just every once in a while, that's because I've written down a few notes. That's that way I can actually stay on track during this video, because there is a few things that I do want to go over. So Season 1 2026 obviously is a brand new year of sim racing, really, where iRacing is concerned, and I do feel that I want to try and tackle something that I haven't done so before. So my main focus, which obviously is my biggest thing for me, I've been doing different forms of racing on iRacing for a little bit. And GT3's kind of been my focus a little bit. But the team that I'm a part of, some of our drivers are much more leaning towards driving the GTPs. And they have done, obviously, during last season where we had the 24-hour series, where we went to 6 different tracks. Every single one were 24-hour races with IMSA-like classes. So we had GTPs, LMP2s, and GT3s. It didn't go particularly well for the most part, but a couple of races actually did go very well for us overall. Thankfully, for the most part, the last round of the season at Spa, where we managed to get P4 within the final hour. So obviously GT3 is a very popular class. I do think maybe a little bit too popular with, you know, for me personally, GT3 is a little bit too competitive because so many people drive it. And I think it's kind of like it's built up too much that when you're driving it, unless you're like ridiculously good or you just get lucky, you're not really going to gain that much from it. And I've had a few friends trying out the GTPs a bit more for this season because the team, for the most part, have been wanting to drive that car. So for this season in particular, I am going to be more leaning towards the GTPs. For this season. So pretty much all of last season we drove the Porsche 963 GTP. It's easily the most consistent, I would say, for the most part, and it did seem like as if it was the easiest. Now I want to give every single car a completely clean slate. I do. So for particularly the first week of the new season, my plan is to drive all 5 available GTPs at least in one race and do a decent amount of practice. Now that might sound a little bit familiar to something that I did on stream on Twitch. I did on the last week of Season 3 2025, and that was literally testing out every single car to decide what car I was wanting to drive for the special event that led up to it. Obviously there was a couple that I didn't drive, but I kind of, me and my teammate at that time, both pretty much had already decided what car we wanted to drive. So we didn't really feel that there was much point in doing that. Obviously this is just solely for me. This is just for my own personal official races that I'm obviously going to be doing during next season. So obviously when I do the races, there will be at least one race I will be participating in all 5 different cars, and just seeing how each of the 5 cars feel, and then from there decide which car to stick with. So whichever one feels the most comfortable, that is going to be the car that I'm going to be, for the most part, driving for the most part of this season. And part of obviously learning a GTP car in general is basically sticking to one car and try and improve with it. I'm not going to improve by keep on shifting from different cars depending on whichever car is the quickest. A lot of people do that, and some people try to do the same thing, as some people might call it, basically becoming one of the sheep, let's say. I don't plan on doing that because, you know, for me to be able to learn something, I need to stick to one thing specifically. So whichever car feels the most comfortable and the most reliable and the quickest, all together in a package, for the first week, I am going to be sticking with that same GTP across the whole entire season. Now, that's not the only thing that I'm going to be doing. Obviously, learning GTP is going to be a major focus. And there'll be another reason behind that, which I'll explain a little bit later. But that is aside from iRacing. But where iRacing is concerned as well, I do want to try and race a little bit more of a variety. So, more so particularly on stream and when I'm recording races. And part of that also is in that way I can actually show what races are good to do, which are fun to do, that maybe not necessarily everybody is of the knowing that actually this is a good combo. Like, I've tried some combos before I have on iRacing, and I've gone, this is a really good combo, but people don't know about it because there isn't enough content on it. So some of the variety is going to be some of the content that maybe not many people are actually doing. Maybe some of the lower rating races, maybe say for example, that aren't quite so popular, and some of them are just generally not the mainstream races that constantly get streamed by a lot of streamers, a lot of content creators, and recorded for YouTube, for Twitch and other streaming platforms. I'm going to try and do a little bit more of a variety of different types of races to show what is there that is actually good, but people just don't know about it. Really, because I think that will be a fun thing overall for a lot of people to see that there is a lot on iRacing, and there always is. There is a lot on iRacing that people just don't know about it because all they're doing is IMSA, they're doing GT3, they'll do maybe Falcon Tire Sports Car Challenge, say for example, sometimes, which has been another very popular series. But I want to try and do more races of stuff that isn't instantly thought about straight away, that actually is good if you gave it a chance. So that's a kind of another plan for me. Another thing is as well is the Formula racing. I do want to try and make a little bit more common. My initial plan was to make Formula racing a bit more common last season. Obviously, with the 24-hour series that we were doing last season, it kind of made sense that we put in a lot more practice towards the 24-hour series. So I didn't necessarily have enough time to be able to actually do any Formula racing, to the degree that I think the entirety of last season I only did a couple of Formula races, and that was it, really, to be honest, because I was solely focused on the 24-hour series. And obviously now that is over, I can really try and have a bit more fun races in between. Obviously there is that main focus I have got, like I explained, but I am going to be wanting to do a bit more races in other formats, that is a little bit more fun. Again, part of my big plan was I'm going to try and do a few races I was last season in the brand new NXT. I have not done a single race in that car yet, apart from week 13 last season. I've actually had the car painted ready for last season. I've still not driven it in an official race yet. So obviously next season is going to be that is going to be a bit more of a focus for me as well. It's a brilliant car, and hopefully the schedule overall will look really good for that. So that is kind of what I'm hoping for that, really. So, but iRacing is not going to get the sole focus where sim racing is concerned. Part of the reason is that I have now got my wheel fully set up to be able to play on Le Mans Ultimate. I have already done a couple of special events. I did the 8 hours of Bahrain, and I did the 24 hours of Le Mans test races that they've done over the past few weeks or so. Obviously, the 24 hours of Le Mans was a bit hectic because of some of the issues that they had, but considering everything that had happened, and they are very much on the ball. They are, it feels like, with trying to sort out the issues that there is. And I kind of expected some of these issues to happen, although there were a lot of people that were really like on doing them dirty, let's say a little bit. I feel personally, you know, a lot of players didn't really get the idea of what a test race is supposed to be, and I do honestly feel a bit bad for the devs at the studio for Le Mans Ultimate, because I think considering that it's a 24-hour race, they've never had the volume of players doing one race all at the same time for such a long length of time. I think you have to give them the due that, you know, what they did was an amazing thing, considering where they are with the development of the game, the development with their servers, that they know that, you know, there were some issues. They are looking to correct those issues again, straight, like as quickly as they can. So that way, when they do the next one, they are fully prepared for it. I do have confidence in it. And that is the reason why that I'm thinking I am going to start streaming on LMU as well, because iRacing, I think, has fallen away a little bit with regards to, like, you know, having things be smooth. Like a lot of the settings I have had to put way down. I have like way down just to make it playable. And sometimes even then it's not playable. To me, it doesn't make sense. And it's like, I have an absolute monster of a PC. I have LMU settings set much higher, yet I don't have these issues. So, you know, obviously I love iRacing as a platform. I do, but my patience obviously is wearing a little bit thin on it because of the ongoing issues. And, you know, I would have said, you know, I would have asked the question, well, is it my PC? But the fact that I'm not having these issues on other games that I play for the most part, and especially on LMU, when I'm setting the settings at a higher value than iRacing, yet I'm having the problems with iRacing, not LMU. It should be the other way around. I don't think it's me and my PC that is having the problem. I feel like it's more on iRacing's end, and there is some ongoing issues that maybe they might need to fix a little bit. So I don't know, because obviously I'm not on that technical side, but that is just the way it feels. That is. But LMU content on iRacing for the channel is going to start coming in soon, especially the endurance races. You know, they're doing more. I won't be able to get it up quick enough that I'll be able to do Paul Ricard. Obviously, that's literally this weekend. By the time that this video gets released, that's probably ongoing, actually. That is. So my plan is to potentially get everything ready for regards to streaming for when the following endurance race is supposed to be starting, which I believe is 8 hours of Sebring. And speaking of which, I do plan on actually racing hypercars a little bit more on LMU as well. So this is part of the reason why I am learning GTPs on iRacing. I know the two cars are going to be different to one another. That's to be expected. They're two different games, and they go under different sets of regulations IRL. So they are, of course, going to feel a little bit different. But this is why I'm wanting to learn the GTPs on iRacing, because they are somewhat familiar to a certain extent on LMU as well. So you can somewhat compare them together, but not completely. Because they are still fundamentally, although they are shaped the exact same way, because there are different regulations, they are going to feel somewhat different. They are. So that's kind of the plan for me. Obviously, I still need to get my safety rating up on LMU. So that will be something fun to try and do, I guess, on stream as well. Speaking of streaming, obviously, I have been back on Twitch for the past year or so. And I do feel like that my streaming on Twitch has been very, very good. We recently reached 500 followers. I do plan on doing one final stream, at least scheduled on Twitch, potentially during the week of Christmas. So obviously we'll go past Christmas Day, we'll go past Boxing Day. At some point in between Boxing Day and New Year's Eve, I do plan on doing a special long length stream. that will potentially be my final stream on Twitch, at least for a while. And the reason for that is because I do want to start returning to streaming on YouTube. And the reason behind that is because I do feel that a lot of my new subscribers, especially over the past few months or so, obviously I have been uploading YouTube short content daily. I had done for about a 2-month duration, and the reason behind that, I actually wanted to do a little bit of my own personal research in, does uploading content daily affect how many viewers you are getting? I can confirm it does, and I am glad I did it, because we managed to be from just staying at 328 subscribers for months, and we managed to get to 350 subscribers within literally 2 months, just uploading YouTube content daily, you know, whether it's a YouTube short or doing an actual recording. The only days that literally I did not upload anything during that 2-month period was during a Saturday where I was actually doing one of my 24-hour races. That was the only time that I was not uploading a piece of content to YouTube, whether it be a YouTube short or an actual long-form content video, you know, of one of my very good races that maybe I did on the week prior to that. But otherwise, I always uploaded something to YouTube, and I felt like that by uploading daily, it helped out so much where the algorithm was concerned. And the reason behind doing it was that, you know, if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. I can stop it. But if it does work, then I'm going to carry on doing it. And I am actually going to try and focus on that sort of thing a little bit more. So that is kind of the plan. And a part of the reason why I am going to be starting streaming on YouTube is because one little thing that I do find is that people that are on YouTube do not like coming over to the likes of, say, Twitch or even Kick streaming, say, for example, because they look at YouTube for all of their content needs, that they don't feel like that they want to come over to anywhere else, and that is where they want to stay. So, and one of my very, very good friends that I've known for a very long time has always made his views clear. He has, and I do want him to be a major part of my channel, and that is also another reason why I am coming back to streaming on YouTube again and trying to learn a few things from that as well. I feel like that would be a good idea for maybe me keeping everything to one platform. You know, I'm not a big content creator at all. You know, I've only got 350 subscribers on YouTube, but I do have 500 followers on Twitch at the moment, from when I last checked earlier. But I can always get those numbers up on YouTube if I put everything into one platform. I don't think that will be an issue. But by creating good content on that singular platform, you know, as time goes on, maybe I could go back. But obviously, I do feel like I am working in a good way to be able to just focus everything on one platform. And I think that is a good thing to do, considering that I am not, you know, a big content creator or a big streamer at all. I think it's a good idea to keep everything in one place, and YouTube allows you to do everything on one singular platform. Twitch doesn't have that. Kick streaming doesn't have that. And, you know, even TikTok does to a certain extent, but you know, they don't allow you to upload long form content. That's the only thing that they don't do. And you know, and that's obviously because their way of doing their own platform is very, very different to YouTube. And that is why I want to keep everything to YouTube, is for that reason. They do everything. They allow you to do everything, so everything is able to stay in one place. And that is fundamentally, I think, what a lot of people do prefer. They prefer everything in one place. So why don't I just do that? So that is kind of the focus that I am going to be doing. Daily YouTube short content, we're also going to be returning very soon. I've already got some prepared from the last couple of weeks of when I was recording content. Already, I think it's already been edited up from a while ago. I just need to upload it, really. It's not going to be literally daily all the time. There is going to be small breaks in between, just in that way I can see where everything is, basically. And, you know, so in that way I'm not working myself to the brim of being burnt out as well. So if I do feel like I need a little break every once in a while in between, then I will do that. You know, but I am going to try and keep it as, you know, as consistent as I possibly can, you know, as my body will allow me, obviously, because I am still obviously looking for work as well at the moment. And, you know, a better job to where I am at the moment. Plus, also, I am in adult learning at the moment, going through a course at the moment. Obviously, I won't discuss too much about it because it is still something ongoing at the moment, which I'm not quite ready to announce about at the moment. The other thing is that I am glad to be able to obviously talk about is that sim racing isn't going to be the only piece of content that I am going to do. So the focus obviously has been sim racing for the most part on this channel for the past couple of years now. And I want this channel to really be more than just sim racing. I want it to be, for the most part, a channel where it does other competitive games as well. But of course, we do sometimes need to have days where we are streaming, but we are just a bit more chill with things. We do a little bit more relaxed, because not everything can be just hardcore pushing everything all the time, because that is when you do get stressed out. So something that I did on stream on Twitch for a long time, and it recently stopped because I've tried focusing on just sim racing. And I feel like that is personally for me the wrong move, because streaming for me should be fun. It shouldn't be solely focused on one thing. It should be focused on what do I enjoy. That should be the main focus, because the streaming part is supposed to be fun in the first place. And I feel like that maybe kind of that was the mistake that I made 2 months ago. I tried going too literate on doing one thing. If I was a very big content creator or a very big streamer, then yes, fair enough. You should keep to one thing, unless your thing is being a variety streamer, which is what a lot of people are doing nowadays. Because sticking to one thing, yes, you do have most of your audience on there, but typically your viewer number is a dictator of it should be a dictative of, well, I don't even know what the wording is really for it, but it should be, you know, of what are you like as a streamer, not the games that you are playing. There will be some people that will literally only watch you for one particular game. That's fair enough. But I do feel like every single streamer will always have their core audience. And whether I'm doing sim racing, whether it might be iRacing like LMU, or streaming something else, there will always be that core audience. Even if it is just a few people, you know, that's still good enough, really, to be honest, because it's like, you know, you are still, you know, providing fun content for those few viewers. Some people might not like me saying this, you know, because, like, you know, they will only want to watch a streamer that maybe is has a much bigger viewer number, and that's where some of the issues do come in. You know, I do feel like streaming in general should be always more fun. So something I'm preparing to do, starting from when the new season starts, is not just streaming iRacing and not just streaming sim racing on this YouTube channel. Although you won't necessarily see short form content or long form content of other games, the plan is that I do intend to stream other games on this channel starting from the new year, which does include my return to Dead by Daylight, and also does bring the return of League of Legends, which I used to do daily content for a little bit of League of Legends back a few years ago, at least now. Obviously that won't be a routine thing. It would not, certainly won't be like, you know, oh, I'll be doing this every week, I'll be doing that every week. You know, the only consistent ones is going to be with regards to sim racing, Dead by Daylight and League of Legends, and maybe other games even along the line. This won't be a consistent thing. It will be a matter of, do I feel like doing it? And if, you know, brilliant content within these other games do come around, then obviously they will be uploaded alongside you know, some of the main sim racing content. So this will fundamentally still be a sim racing channel for the most part, but overall it will be a competitive gaming channel. You know, that's where the League of Legends come in. But also I do want to show a little bit more of a chill side, a bit more of a fun side, which we do need from time to time. We do. So obviously that is quite a lot to digest, I am aware. You know, because that is something that, you know, I didn't announce for quite a while because I was going through that, you know, to see if, you know, this is something that I do want to do. And I still want to do it. This is why I went on a break where content overall was involved for the past month, basically. You know, I think it was actually this day, 1 month ago, when I decided to just take a break from streaming and content creating overall. I just decided to look back at things and just see where I was. Do I still want to do it? If so, what do I want to do? Is there something fundamentally I do want to change? And part of that is that sometimes I do need to relax, but I still want to stream. If sim racing isn't something I want to do primarily on that particular day, but maybe I want to stream something else, I should be able to do that, no problem. You know, and that is kind of where this idea has come from. You know, whether it is playing a different game entirely, whether it is another competitive game that maybe I feel like I want to play that for that day, or playing something else entirely. You know, so that is kind of my thought process behind it. So I'm going to leave that there, though, and let you think about that you will. But obviously this is just more of a vlog sort of thing, really. So I know this isn't my typical sort of content, but this is also on looking for Season 1 2026 on iRacing, and also further things that I do want to go over for streaming going forward. So it is a bit of an extension. It's a little bit longer than I originally planned, but I figured that there were certain things that did need to be discussed alongside with this. But I do hope you enjoyed it regardless. If you did, don't forget to click on the like button and also subscribe to the channel for more if you wish to do so. Which I do very hope you do. Our next goal is obviously going to be 400 subscribers, which will be starting that very, very shortly. And yeah, I do hope you enjoyed today's video. Hopefully the new content will be coming out very, very soon. And I hope you guys do join us for that. But otherwise, hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you next time.